That Chrome extension you installed last time might be reading every page you open, every search you make, and maybe even the messages you never meant to share. And the scary part is, it might be doing all of that with permissions you already approved. Most people think extensions are small tools, a coupon finder, a grammar checker, a PDF helper, something harmless. But some extensions can read and change what you see on websites, track what you do in Chrome Inject code into pages, and even grab cookies that keep you signed in. That matters right now, because more people are adding AI tools, shopping helpers, ad blockers, and random productivity add-ons without checking what those tools can actually access. So before you install your next Chrome extension, watch this all the way through. In the next few minutes, I'll show you what these extensions can really do, the warning signs most people miss, and the simple checks that can save your privacy, your accounts, and your data. No tech talk overload, just the stuff you actually need. Here's the big problem. Extensions live inside your browser, and your browser is where your life happens. Your email, your bank tab, your shopping carts, your work docs, your saved passwords, your social accounts. So when an extension asks for broad access, it is not asking for a tiny favor. It is asking for a seat next to everything you do online. Kaspersky even points out that browser plugins often need access to everything you do in the browser. Many users trust them too easily, especially when they come from an official store. And yes, even the official Chrome web store is not a perfect safety net. In 2025, researchers found 57 suspicious Chrome extensions in the official store, with more than 6 million users. The big clue was simple. Their permissions did not match what the extensions claimed to do. Some asked for access to cookies, user activity, all websites, and script execution, even though their public descriptions sounded harmless. Think about that for a second. If a simple tool says it checks spelling, or changes your theme, or helps you stay safe, why would it need to touch cookies, track your actions, and run code on every site you visit? That mismatch is one of the biggest red flags. Have you ever clicked Add Extensions so fast that you did not even read the permission box? That is exactly the habit attackers count on. Here is where it gets worse. Cookies are often what keep you logged in. If a bad extension gets access to authentication cookies, attackers may not need your password at all. Kaspersky explains that stolen session cookies can let scammers sign in to personal accounts on social networks or online stores. In plain English, an extension can sometimes help someone walk through the front door without breaking the lock. Now add AI into the mix and the risk jumps again. Palo Alto Networks found a Chrome issue where a normal extension could hijack Chrome's Gemini panel. Their research showed that this could have allowed access to powerful actions like starting the camera and microphone, reaching local files and folders, taking screenshots of HTTPS tabs, and even showing phishing content inside a trusted browser panel. Google fixed that flaw in early January 2026. But the lesson is bigger than one bug. A browser extension can become much more dangerous when it mixes with AI features built into the browser. If you're into content like this, hit subscribe and drop a quick comment below. I'd love to know what extensions you're using right now. Now come to the topic. That matters because AI tools often feel smart, helpful, and safe. But if they sit inside your browser, they may inherit the same trust you give the browser itself. One article put it in a blunt way. The browser is where most work happens now, and AI tools running inside it can access what the user can access. So if your browser is your house, an extension is not just visiting, it may have a key. Another thing people ignore is that useful and safe are not the same thing. Kaspersky gave a great example. Even something as normal as Google Translate can ask for permission to read and change all your data on all websites. That can be needed for the feature to work. But if a good extension can do that, imagine what a bad one can do with the same power. This is why permission misuse is such a big deal. The danger is not only what the extension says it does, the danger is what it can do if the developer turns bad, gets hacked, sells the extension, or pushes a shady update later. Palo Alto also warns that some legitimate extensions have later been hijacked or sold to malicious actors, who then shipped harmful versions to existing users. And here is another trap. People often assume it is in the official store, so Google already checked it. But Kaspersky described cases where malicious extensions stayed in the Chrome web store for months, and in some cases even longer. In one 2023 case, several dozen malicious extensions had more than 87 million downloads combined, and one of them had over 9 million downloads before removal. Some user complaints were already sitting in reviews, but the extensions were only removed after security researchers pushed the issue harder. So yes, The official store is better than random websites, but official does not mean safe by default. Up to. So what should you actually do before installing anything? First, ask one simple question. Does this extension really need to exist in my browser? The safest extension is often the one you never install. If you only use it once a month, skip it. Fewer extensions mean fewer doors into your browser. Second, read the permission request like it matters, because it does. If the tool is simple but it wants access to all sites, cookies, clipboard, data browsing activity. Pause. Third, cut site access down as much as possible. If an extension does not need to run everywhere, do not let it run everywhere. This one setting alone can reduce a lot of risk. Fourth, check the reviews, but do it with common sense. Look for complaints about weird ads, search hijacking login issues, sudden pop-ups, or strange behavior after an update. If multiple people say, "This used to be good, now it feels sketchy," that is a warning. Fifth, use Chrome's own controls. Review what is installed. Turn off anything you do not use. Remove anything you forgot you installed. Sixth, separate your sensitive browsing. If you use AI extensions, shopping helpers, or random tools, do not mix them with your main work or personal profile. That is a very practical move, and it takes only a few minutes. Seventh, be extra careful with anything that mentions AI security ad, blocking PDF conversion, coupons, or productivity boost. The label means nothing if the permissions do not make sense. This is the part I want you to remember. Do not judge an extension by what it promises. Judge it by what it can access. That is the real story. That is what I look at first every single time. And the truth is, once you start checking permissions instead of just names and logos, you catch problems much faster. Up, Chimpic. Also, quick question. When was the last time you opened your extensions page and actually removed the ones you do not use? And do you know which one in your browser currently has access to all websites? Most people don't. That is exactly why this topic matters. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments how many Chrome extensions do you have installed right now. Also, if you want, I can make a follow-up video where I show a live checklist for reviewing any extension in under 60 seconds. At the end of the day, Chrome extensions are not evil. Some are useful, some save time, some are honestly great, but every extension is a trust decision. And trust without checking is how people lose privacy accounts and data. So before you click Add Extension, again, slow down, read the permissions, limit the access, and clean up what you already installed. One careful minute now can save you from a very ugly mess later.